two penny biotech stocks that are sitting on tons of explosives: Corvus Pharmaceuticals and Glamed Pharmaceuticals. We'll begin with Corvus Pharmaceuticals. It closed the session of the 10th of March 2021 at $3.15. I believe a total volume of 325,300 shares were traded with exchange hands, and today, the 11th of March, its Q4 2020 estimates and expected. Main estimate from 4 analysts is a minus 0.32 with a range of minus 0.41 to minus 0.24, an increase of 15% from the same period a year ago. Revenue estimate is nil, and a zero change from the same period. So moving on, we can see that it has a market cap of $115.4 million, 36.63 million shares outstanding, and as it says here, 50% of the shares are held by institutions. Okay, and there isn't any fresh news as such. So before we go ahead to look at other things, let's see whether we can find any short interest figures for Corvus. Okay, short interest increased by 2%, and the short volume is 1.27 million shares. So when we come back here, how does that compare? 1.27 million shares, so 10% will be 3.6 million, so around 3%. So this is still roughly accurate. So moving on, we can see there isn't any fresh news. All those pieces of news are from almost several sessions ago. We can also see a few things about the 14 period slow stochastic oscillator, but let's go on and see what the readout says. It says Corvus appears to be in a strong bearish trend, no doubt about that. Shares are below a declining 200-day moving average, and the MACD is beneath the signal line. It is lagging the S&P 500. We can see the MACD here is below the signal line, and both of them are in the negative territory. And moving on, let's see whether we can validate that. You can see this yellow line is the 200-day trend line. These ones are this is the 10-day, this is the 20-day, this is the 50-day. So this it's definitely trade bearish. It says it's strongly bearish. Yes. So momentum for Corvus is improving. The 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is rising as investors begin to purchase shares. And this is over the last 10 trading sessions from the 10th of March all the way down to the 10th of 10th day backwards from that 10th. The volume for the 10th of March was lighter than usual, trading 325,335 shares versus an average of 1.002 million shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator is bearish. The slope of the indicator is negative and suggests that there's a lack of buying interest. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is the 14 period slow stochastic oscillator. It's rising, yes, but this unbalanced volume indicator is negative. That is what it's saying. Okay, so the slope is negative. So moving on, we can see, as we indicated earlier on, it is trading. It's strongly bearish. But before we conclude, let's have a look at let's have a look at these extensions and retracement levels. So we picked out the closing price, which is at $3.15 or thereabout. So we plotted extension and retracement levels. So we have that. This is the baseline. That's it. That's why we have 315 there. So A 161% extension will bring it up to $3.48. 261.8 extension level will bring it up to $4.03, and 361.8 extension will bring it up to $4.57. But if we were to retrace from that closing price, so the 76%, 76.4% retracement will bring it down to 3.02. 61.8 retracement will bring it down to 2.94. 50% retracement will bring it down to $2.87. 38.2% retracement will bring it down to 2.81. 23.6% retracement will bring it down to $2.73. And then the base of that retracements will be the $2.60, a level that it probably reached and surpassed sometime in this month of March 2021. So let's return and see what we can why we think this stock is still on tons of explosives. Now we can see that it is still strongly bearish, evidently, but also the momentum is also improving. At the same time, in the very short term, the stock is signaling an end to this bearishness. But what we read out is the conclusion from 10 to 20 sessions, so those will always indicate bearishness, but things are changing, so right now it is trading at a discount to its long and intermediate trend lines, that is the 200-day and the 50-day trend lines, and almost converging with its 10-day trend line, its short-term trend line. So over a short period of time, yes, it's still bearish, but over 1 or 2 days, it is very much bullish. So the stock market participants have been watching. Evidently, you can see the stock is looking up. So we expect that in the coming days there be some action. There's a good chance that it will surpass easily these short-term trend lines. We have seen what has happened with a lot of all of these biotech stocks. One day they are knocking up 100% gains, but this is not to say that this is what's going to happen to Corvus. But what we're saying is that it is trading at a discount to all of its trend lines, so it is presenting a buying opportunity, and market participants watching, if they don't see anything elsewhere, they may come here and put their money here, because it's technically it's presenting that opportunity. And if they're not doing it on the if they're not buying it, if they're not trading it on the technicals, you never know when the fundamentals will come and drive the market. You never know when they will announce some positive outcomes from the FDA, or concerning any progress or any success concerning any of their projects. So technically it has set up a good buying opportunity. That is why we think it's sitting on tons of explosives. There's a good chance that anytime it could yes, indeed explode, but we don't know what's going to cause the explosion, but we just feel that it is sitting on tons of explosives. So let's move on to Glamed Pharmaceuticals. Glamed closed that session at $3.33 and roughly 424,300 shares exchanged hands, and it is above average as it's indicating there. Today also we're expecting Q4 2020 outcomes, and mean estimate from 5 analysts is negative $0.36 with a range of a negative 0.44 to negative 0.32, an increase of 6.67% for the same period a year ago. Revenue estimate is flat, which is no change from the same period a year ago. So moving down, we can also see that, okay, let's update this date. It's saying 8. Moving on, we can see it has a market cap of $78.3 million, 23.524 million shares outstanding, 27% of the shares are held by institutions. Let's see if we can get any short figures on Glamed. Oh goodness. Okay, short interest increased by 390%. So the current volume is 192,000. So, but not a lot as such. So 192,000 is nothing compared to, not very much compared to this. So 10% of this will be 2.3 million. 1% will be 230,000. So it's not even up to. So this is roughly accurate, still accurate there. So moving on, we can see that there isn't any fresh news here. The latest was all the way back on the 18th of February 2021. Then we can easily see that its 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is waning, is poor, it's not so wonderful. But the readout says that Glamed appears to be in a strong bearish trend. Yes, shares are below a declining 200-day moving average, and the MACD is beneath its signal line. It is lagging the S&P 500 index. Momentum for Glamed is strongly bearish. The 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is below 20, yes, as we indicated, the level which many analysts call oversold. This means that investors have been actively selling shares and driving the price lower. The volume for that 10th of March 2021 was heavier than usual, trading 423,388 shares versus an average of 157,039 shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator is bearish. The slope of the indicator is negative and suggests that there is a lack of buying interest. So we can see the MACD here, all of them are the MACD is below the signal line and are all in negative. You can see the 14 period slow stochastic oscillator, as we pointed out earlier on, and as we read out, is below 20, and the unbalanced volume indicator is absolutely negative. You can see it's now the volume is a negative 3.1 million. So before we conclude, before we conclude on why we think it's sitting on a ton of keg of explosives, let's have a look at the extensions and extension retracements. So this is where it closed. It closed at $3.33. So we see if we can plot retracement and extension levels from there. Okay, let's see if we can expand it. Okay, let's erase this, pick it up again. So, okay, so from here, this baseline which we picked up is $3.35. So a 161% extension level will bring the price to $3.87. A 261.8% extension will bring it up to $4.72. A 361.8% extension level will bring it up to $5.57. All of these prices, it has reached them at some point in the past. So, but the retracements will bring it down to the 76.4 level, which is $3.15. The 61.8 retracement will bring it down to $3.03. 50% retracement will bring it down to, I believe, $2.93 or thereabout. The 38.2% will bring it down to $2.83. The 23.6 retracement will bring it down to $2.70. And the baseline, or the bottom of that retracement in this our case, is $2.50. It hasn't reached that level since a long time. As a matter of fact, it has never reached it has never reached the 50% level, at least since January of this year, 2021. It hasn't reached there, even up to sometime in December 2020. So during this whole period, it's traded within the 161% extension level and the 61.8% retracement level. So not quite narrowish, not the very not it's if you look at it in that sort of perspective over this short period of intermediate period of time. Yes, it's been moving sideways, so this now brings us back to the stock, and let's conclude and say why we think it's sitting on tons of explosives. Just like very much like Corvus, it is in this case it is clearly bearish, and it is the signals are all bearish. None of them are bullish at all. So it's trading at a discount to all of its short-term trend lines. You can see. Let's see what's it's saying here. It's at $3 for $3.33, but its 10-day trend line it's at $3.72. Its 20-day trend line is at $4.14. 50-day trend line is at $3.89. 200-day trend line is at $4.13. Clearly, this stock has bearish signals. Yet, all those signals this is not what certain market participants are seeing. They're seeing buy. So many of them are looking at this. It has corrected, it has retraced, it has done all of those things. So easily it is presenting a buying opportunity, and anytime soon they will come and put their money, and the reverse will be the case. So as one of the Rothschilds says, if there's a bloodbath out there, and if it's your own blood, that is time to buy. We're seeing a bloodbath in Glamed stock. We can see it is depreciating. It is just moving all the way down. It is also time to buy. Technically, it's presenting a buying opportunity, and indeed it could explode. We don't know what's going to cause it to explode, but we are thinking it's definitely sitting on tons of explosives. Technically, it has set up a good buying opportunity. I know for many market participants, $3 is still high. It's quite high, but in any case, though, for some others, it's still affordable. So if you want to get involved, by all means do so. But just be careful of the amount of money you're putting in there, and always leave some more cash on the sidelines to react if it retraces any further. So if you're new to this channel, subscribe, like, and share. If you're already a subscriber, thank you very much for watching this video and pushing our subscriber count way past 1,200 and approaching 1,300 now. We want to get it to 10,000. Okay, thank you very much for watching.